Time now for everybody's favorite guessing game, What's My Line? Brought to you by New Stopette, America's leading spray deodorant. Now with its anti-immunity factor. Poof! There goes perspiration. Now let's all play What's My Line?
And now let's meet our award-winning What's My Line panel. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in the New York Journal-American and papers coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
And it's delightful to have with us again tonight one of the great personalities of show business, Mr. Fred Allen.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Dorothy. And on my left, ladies and gentlemen, a charming young lady who some years ago married another fellow because the answer man wouldn't pop the question, Miss Arlene Francis.
And lucky it was. Thank you, Fred. And on my left, a gentleman whose sparkling surfboard column is a weekly feature in This Week, a Sunday feature in This Week magazine. And very lucky that is for this week, too, Mr. Bennett Cerf.
And ladies and gentlemen, in the corner on my left, wearing purple trunks, weighing 139, our moderating champion, the Johannesburg Bearcat, John Kid Daly.
Correction, the trunks is blue. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to What's My Line. Once again tonight, we're going to do the panel, if we can, no good. We've got some nice folks with some very interesting occupations, and I think we're going to have the panel members spinning like tops before we're finished. We hope so. We also have a guest challenger who'll be with us in a little while, but right now I think it's time for these experts of ours to meet our first challenger whose job has to be spotted. Would you sign in, please, sir? O.E. O.E. Tibbs. Is that right? We had a man once got away with a piece of chalk.
I'll try not to.
You nearly fired me. You ain't going to get that one. Well, Mr. Tibbs, O.E. What does the E stand for?
Edwin.
Edwin Tibbs? Yes. Where are you from, sir?
Baltimore.
Baltimore, Maryland.
That's
well,
correct.
It's nice to have you with us. Would you mind taking a short hike with me over here? Tell you what, the panel actually has had a chance to look at your handwriting, have a chance to look at you, and heard your voice. We give them one free guess on the basis of this brief, somewhat sketchy acquaintance. We'll begin the free guesses with Miss Kilgallen.
Well, he's so rugged-looking, I'm sure he does needlepoint.
Needlepoint, Mr. Allen.
I think that Mr. Tibbs is a truant officer with the ding-dong school.
Miss Benson.
I think Mr. Tibbs makes Halloween masks.
Mr. Cerf.
I think Mr. Tibbs is a librarian at the Enoch Pratt Library down in Baltimore.
No, I'm afraid not. We'll let our viewers at home have a further look at Mr. Tibbs, and at the same time, we'll tell them what his line is. The panel's got to go to work on this, Mr. Tibbs. You know how we score this thing? You give him a no answer, I flip a card, 10 flips, and you've given it to him.
Yes, sir.
You all set?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Tibbs is salaried, and let's begin the general questioning with Arlene Francis.
Do you work for a profit-making organization, Mr. Tibbs?
Yes.
Good for you. Is there, you are a big man and look like a strong man. Are you in any way associated in the world of sports?
No.
That's 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Tibbs, is there a product involved in what you do?
Yes.
Is this a product that is in general use in the country today?
Yes.
Yes, in a manner of speaking, it's in general use.
Only in a manner of speaking?
Yes, I would like to put some qualifying factor in. I think Mr. Tibbs would agree to it.
Well, considering the limited use to which it is put, Mr. Tibbs, is that use by both sexes, men and women?
No.
One small conference, if I may.
Quite a big conference, isn't it?
Mr. Tibbs is a very generous man. We both feel that it's very probable that in this general product area, a member of both sexes has at one time or another been in evidence, so we'll give you a yes answer.
But I take it from this qualified answer, Mr. Tibbs, that one sex is much more likely to come into contact with this product than the other. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would that be the male sex?
Yes.
50-50.
Yeah.
Would the male sex come into contact with this product in a bodily manner?
Yes.
It would touch a certain part of the male anatomy. Is that correct? Would a certain part of the male anatomy be above the belt?
Sure.
Yes. Could it also be below the belt, too?
Yes.
Would it be in evidence, Mr. Tibbs, if you were using this product and strolled into this theater?
Yeah, I would think so. And if you were to use this product and stroll in this theater, it certainly would be in evidence.
I take it then it is not generally used in everyday apparel. Is that correct?
Used for everyday apparel?
Yeah, it would not be used in the ordinary course of events. If you were dressing to go to business, you wouldn't be likely to use this product. Is that correct?
That's correct.
It is used then for some special purpose.
Yes.
Would this purpose be connected in any way with a special event in a person's life?
With a special event in a person's life.
Such as a marriage, a birth of a child, going to jail.
Going to jail? Why? I think we give him a no on that. Don't you think so, Mr. Tibbs? You're down at 8 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, now, you've said that women sometimes use this product.
It is recorded that a woman has used a product in this general area, yes.
Are you trying to imply a certain incongruity?
Not necessarily incongruity, no.
Well, is this something actually other than apparel?
Yes.
Then the man who uses it would not be wearing it. Unless he were odd in some manner.
He would not be. Yes, the man would not be wearing it.
But he would touch it or it would come in contact with him.
Yes.
You have said you're not connected with sports. Is the product unconnected with sports, too?
Yes, it is unconnected with sports.
But sporty fellows could use it.
Yeah.
Is it necessary for someone else to be using or wielding this product for it to come in contact with the fellow who comes in bodily contact with it?
What was that again?
I think the answer to that is no. I'm not quite sure.
No, I would think...
I think the Siamese twins could do it. I think.
Well, you know what I mean, John.
Yes, I know what you do. I think, Dorothy, your question has certain valid points to it, but I believe the invalid area is somewhat larger than the valid area, so we'll give you a no. 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Allen, and I don't think you're even getting close. I'm going to give you 1 minute more to see if you can get it.
Well, has it been established is this product a liquid?
Is this product a liquid?
Is it a liquid?
No. That makes it 4 down and 6
I
to
took
go.
a long time to say that, didn't I?
Miss Bradford.
Is this product alive?
Alive.
No.
That's 5 down and 5 to go, Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Tibbs, has this product got anything to do with any branch of the law?
The law?
Would it be used by any member of the law? Law enforcing agency? No.
Not in current
I think
practice.
something is
6
different.
down and 4 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Is it bigger than a steamer trunk?
Yes.
You always wear those above your waist. Is it ever found out of doors?
Pardon?
Is it ever found out of doors?
Yes.
Is it useful rather than decorative?
Yes, it's useful.
Would you ever go into it?
Yes.
Oh. Well, is it a vehicle of any kind?
Yes.
Does it have wheels?
Yes.
Is it used for transportation? Well, I guess it would be if it were a vehicle. Is it? Is it
does.
used for public transportation?
Is it used for public transportation? No, I don't believe we could call
Well,
this
go on, boy,
public
it's used for private
transportation. 7
transportation.
down and 3 to go.
Is
Fred, I'll just give you a
does
try.
does Mr. Tibbs have something to do with the making or the selling of trailers?
No. But say, Don, I'm going to flip the
Well,
thing
they
if I
have
don't
wheels
think
on
you've got
them.
it. Beg pardon, Fred?
They have wheels on them.
Yes, they do.
How
That's
is-
very... I saw one once that didn't, but most of them, I understand, do. Now, actually, this is going to be a big surprise to you. Mr. Tibbs is the chief test pilot of Martin bombers, jet bombers.
Well, if
Well.
you never see him on the ground, John, I don't know how we could recognize him.
Well, Mr. Tibbs has just said he would like to donate his prize to the Baltimore Community Chest. I think that's a nice thing, an awfully nice thing to do, and I would only add, because this is the season that when the Community Chest Drive begins in your town, pledge enough to cover all the services in your community. Give generously, give the United way, because it's the best way. And Mr. Tibbs, thanks very much. I hope you had fun. It was nice to have you with us and watch my line. Good night. Well, that was a real tough one, panel. Now let's see what you can do with another challenger. Will you please come in and sign in, please, ma'am? E.K. E.K. I get it. E.K. Greenberger, is that right? How are you? You nervous? No. You mean you go around smashing up chalk like that all the time? What does the E stand for?
Eva,
Eva Greenberger, and where are you from?
New York City.
New York City? Will you come on over here, please, and make yourself comfortable? And we will give the panel one free guess as to what your line may be. We begin the free guesses with Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
I think she's an interior decorator.
Interior decorator, Mr. Allen.
I think Miss Greenberger is a registered nurse on Medic, that new TV show.
Miss Francis.
I think Mrs. Greenberger is an executive in some political way.
Mr. Sir.
Oh, I think Miss Greenberg is an executive in a big department store.
I'm afraid some interesting answers, but not the right one. We'll let our viewers have a further look at Mrs. Greenberger. At the same time, we will tell them what her line is. And then we'll see what the panel can do. You know how we score this, Miss... Is it Mrs. Greenberger, is it?
Mrs.,
Mrs.
yes.
Greenberger. All right, you all set? Mrs. Greenberger is self-employed. Let's begin the general questioning with Dorothy Kilgallen.
Would you deal in services,
Yes.
Mrs. Greenberger? Well, do you have any connection with politics?
No,
Politics, no. 1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Allen.
You don't work for the government, then?
no,
You don't work for a... well, of course, the government, you couldn't say the government is a profitable organization.
It
with
better
a three,
be.
Huh? No, I meant with a $300 billion deficit, it wouldn't be a profit organization. It's a private industry that you work. Do you... your services confined to any particular building?
yes,
They are. Are they, do you have certain hours in that building that you have to?
yes,
Do you, your services deal with men and with women?
no,
That's 2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Now, you say that you're self-employed. Do you need special training for your job?
Not in the terms of reference which we understand.
I'm
I
not
will
talking
answer
about
that.
formal training, John.
Yes, I know you're not.
Come on.
I'm sorry. 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mrs. Greenberg, is there a product involved at all in
Yes.
what you do? And you say you do not work with both sexes.
no,
And Arlene skipped that, so now I have to guess which sex it is, don't
that's right.
I? Well, I'll take a guess that this time it's with ladies rather than with men.
No,
Nice guess and no. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Well, do you come in physical contact with the people that you deal with?
yes,
Do you ever have to do anything like measure them or fit them or put anything on them or take anything off them?
yes,
Do you deal in any way with any type of apparel?
yes,
Is this in a shop or store?
yes,
And is it a store for men?
yes,
Then I just have to find out what you do in a store for
Actually,
men.
Dorothy, you're very close to it, but it's a special kind of men's store. See if you can figure it out.
Fat men?
Fat Men is right. That's exactly right. Mrs. Greenberger runs a Fat Men's store.
Runs it?
I've known her for years. Owns it. Owns it and runs it. It's all hers. Where is
New
it?
York?
In New York City.
Right
That
here
must
in-
require a
On
great
Third
deal of
Avenue.
tact.
Does it require a great deal of tact?
And a great deal of tape measure.
Well, I must say, Mrs. Greenberger's always made me feel very comfortable. Very comfortable. Well, you have won not a very big prize, but I hope you had fun.
Thank you very much.
She's living
Thank
on
you
the
very
fat
much.
of the land anyway.
Mr. Allen. Thank you very much. And now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity, for which my friends on the panel always are masked. Are your masks all in place, panel?
Yes, sir.
Good. Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? All right. Panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, we go right to the general questioning, which we will begin with Mr. Fred Allen.
Well, I think, John, as a result of the great ovation and the subdued squealing here, that our guest is in the entertainment field.
Yeah.
You are in the entertainment field?
Yep.
With that voice, you are not a singer, I assume. And I know you can't make a living hog calling in the entertainment.
I sing a little bit, yeah.
But I would say, Mr. Allen, that you're right to the degree that though our guest does sing, he is not a singer
Per
per
se.
se. Mhm.
We took the words out of each other's mouths, John. Not very sanitary, I might say. Mystery guest, are you better known in the motion picture field than you are in the theater?
Well, yeah.
Have you appeared on television to any degree?
Yeah.
You have been on television?
Yeah.
You are a man, I assume.
Yeah.
You're not down on all fours. I mean, now I know how the Lone Ranger feels. But tell me, have you ever had a television show of your own?
Nope.
1 down, 9 to go, Miss Fred.
Then are you primarily known as a motion picture performer?
Yeah.
And would you be considered the leading man?
Yeah.
You get the girl? From the reaction of the audience, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
You do. Have you been in pictures for more than 5 years? What? Dubious?
Yeah.
Oh, but that's about it, is it? About 5 years? Are you an American motion picture star?
A silent star again.
Would you like to ask that question over, Miss Francis? I'm looking for emphasis factors.
Oh.
I want
Well,
fluid
then, let
factors.
me say, perhaps you are an American picture star, but have you ever appeared in any other country in pictures?
Yeah.
You have.
Would you ask that question again? I'm looking for emphasis
Am I
factors.
wrong?
Now,
I mean-
actually, I tell you, let's go on.
Oh, I see what your emphasis is. He's not an American, actually. He is a motion picture star here in America.
Now, let me get something cleared up. I didn't tip anybody, but I couldn't answer the question till I got this straightened out. Actually, that is right. The point we were trying to make clear, our friend is a star in America, but not necessarily an American picture star.
I see.
So proceed from there.
Well, you don't sound English, though from the hug calling, as Mr. Allen says, we'd have no way of knowing, really. But do you come from any part of the European continent?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Sir.
Well, I don't think Arlene should have ruled out England. And I'm going to venture the guess that possibly you do come from England.
That's very, very wise of you, Bennett. And that
No,
will make it
wrong.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Do you perhaps come from a place that we like to refer to as South America?
Yep.
Oh, Arlene.
Oh, I know!
Did you ever?
Happened before.
Did you ever appear in a picture where you rode a horse? I have other pictures.
Yep, yep.
Did you ever appear in a picture in which you waltzed prominently?
Yep.
Are you married to a beautiful redhead?
Yep.
A doll,
Are
you
you
might say.
Fernando Lamas?
Fernando
right.
Lamas. Wonderful news. Mrs. Lamas is here. Would you call her out?
Okay.
Let's say hello to her. That'd be great. Wonderful.
Shall we put the masks on again?
On your life.
Oh, a wonderful surprise. Wonderful surprise to have both of them here. Now, let's see. We've got just enough time to give the panel a run for its money. Would you sign in, please, ma'am?
Oh, boy, are we going to have conferences on this one?
No. Please, Bennett. Eileen. Eileen Donnellan. Is that right?
Rowan.
How are you, ma'am? Is it Miss or Mrs.? It's Miss Donnellan, and I tell you what, you come over here and sit down next to me, and we will dispense with the wild guests in your cases, I think. What we will do is just let our viewers at home get a chance to know who you are. We'll tell them, but we'll make the panel do nothing but work hard. Are you all right? Is that all right with you? All right, now let's let the viewers at home know what your occupation is, but the panel's going to have to work. All right, now, Miss Donnellan, you know how we score this thing. Good. Miss Donnellan is salaried. Let's begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Mr. Nellen, if I may be personal, is the fact that you're a very beautiful and magnificently proportioned young lady got anything to do with the work that you do?
No.
1 down and 9 to go.
But
Miss
you got in
Donnellan.
your inning anyway.
And you promised me a chance for a conference. All right, Miss Donnellan.
But it's fun looking like that, isn't it, Miss Donnellan?
Guess so.
Do you work indoors?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Allen.
Do you work out or doors?
Yes.
I was going to suggest that you were a Mambo consultant at Arthur Murray's at first, but I didn't have that opportunity. Do you, is the work that you do, is it seasonal at all?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Francis.
Is it a service that you do?
Yes.
Do you wear any kind of a costume or cover-up over your dress? I mean to say, do you wear a coverall, something to protect your clothes, or do you wear any kind of a costume when you appear out of doors?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get a conference then. Go ahead, Miss Arlene.
Do you ever appear near water?
No.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Actually,
On Saturday, I would think.
take it and presume that you mean large waters, and we'll get a no
Oh,
on
I just
that.
meant a cup of water,
No,
John.
you don't. 4 down and 6 to go,
Oh,
Mr. Cerf.
Mr. Nellen, does the costume that you wear for your work cover more of your very agreeable territory than the dress you're wearing now? No.
Small
Conference.
conference. Sorry. Oh. All right, we'll make it yes and no. We've got about 30 seconds.
Yes and no?
Yes and no.
She
Yeah.
changes.
Do you have anything to do with transportation of any sort, Mr. Nellen?
Yes.
Are you possibly somebody who takes tickets or punches fares or something like that somewhere or other?
No.
Isn't he wonderful? No. That's right. We've run out of time, so we'll flip all the cards over and sit hard panel because Mr. Nellen is a gas station attendant. Isn't that wonderful? All right. I see a glint in Fred Allen's eye. Where do you do this?
I do service at the Shell gasoline station, gasoline alley at Hillside and Metropolitan Avenue.
Good. We'll all be there in the morning, and thanks for being our guest. It was lovely having you with us and watching my life. Good night. Now, until next week, this is John Daly saying good night, Miss Dorothy.
Good night, Fred. Come back soon.
Thank you. Good night, Eileen.
Good night. Come back next week.
Thank
Good
you.
night, Bennett, dear.
I gotta get some gas. Good night, John.
Get in line. Good night, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for being with us on What's My Line?
In association with the CBS Television Network.